Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following confession that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a message that we received. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. I got it from TikTok DM, and the message, it reads like this. Yo, brother Nashim, I've been watching your channel and I'm staying here in Soweto, and as I have been binge watching some of these confessions, I ended up being so scared, even shaking. And there are things that I have been seeing in my life, things that really does not make sense to someone who has never had a spiritual encounter. And I hope that here there are people that might assist me at the end of the day, because that is what I want, real help. I've seen your videos, the ones about the Nigerian snakes, the hijacked buildings, the girls who go to Zimbabwe to do money rituals and never come back to our country the same. You know, when I started binge watching these shows from another podcast, I just said they were just stories to scare us. I was laughing and I used to say, hi, those girls, they are just dramatic. But now I know what I've been seeing. They are not hallucinations. I've been seeing things that are for real, even though I told myself maybe I was losing my mind. I'm typing this because I have my own story and I want to give a warning to other young women. Before all of these things, I was that type of a girl, you know the one. If you walked into a high-end club in Senton or a rooftop bar in Rosebank, I was the one at the center table, and I always wanted to be the center of attraction, skin glowing, as well as my hair 30 inches of pure Peruvian, and my Instagram feed looked like a traveling magazine. I was a slay queen. I started dating a minister's son who is South African, so I had been doing this for quite a long time. Even the traveling part, we used to travel together. He would book for me early before his parents would have gone with him and the rest of the family for a vacation. Let's say that they want to go to Maldives. He would book for me a week before at the same hotel where he will be staying, either with his wife and his family as well, and he would sneak into my room to sleep with me. Most of these big boys that have money, when they marry women usually that are highly educated, but these are some of the women that, like, they don't consider them to be beautiful, even though they say that beauty, it is in the eyes of the beholder. But these minister sons, they only want good wives, the ones that are highly educated, that would give a proper foundation for their own kids. But they might be those women that don't have a nice body structure, so they keep these women like in the home. She does not have any social life. She is just a housewife, and you will never see them going out with those women, except maybe for family vacations with their kids, just for memories. If they want real fun, they end up with girls like me. So I used to be that type of a girl, and because I was dating that minister's son, he used to travel with me all over the world, and I was a top tier type of a slay queen, not the ones that beg for alcohol, because there are different types of slay queens. There are those that chase your 500 rands at the end of the night. But I was a different type of a slay queen, the one that can even buy you alcohol. But at the end of the day, when we are dating, the girlfriend allowance that I will demand from you, you will give it to me, but I was very expensive. I was blessed with a very beautiful body structure, looking like a supermodel, and I wanted a life, the one that they show in the movies. So I met this guy at this other very beautiful VIP club when I met this guy, and then we started to talk with each other. At that time, I did not know that this guy, he was very successful in the businesses that he was running, and he was a son of a high-ranking member he was a politician, the dad in his country, even a member of the parliament in Zimbabwe. When we started talking to each other, I just felt like I was into this guy. He told me that he had been sponsoring different organizations in South Africa, as well as buying cars for other people there in his country in Zimbabwe. Within a week, I was already addicted to this guy. I abandoned the place where I had been staying, and then I started to stay in this other penthouse. Bro Nash, the soft life is like a drug. This guy, he gave me money. He gave me everything that other guys that I had dated before had been unable to give to me. We are talking about private shopping sprees where you would have the store just closed for you so that you can shop. If you have never dated a guy that will do that for you when you walk into an expensive store, then he tells them to close the supermarket because he wants you to look for whatever that you want without being disturbed by anyone. We are talking about first class flights going to Dubai, where the air hostess knows your name before you even sit down. I fell for him hard. I thought that I had hit the jackpot. I thought that I was the chosen one. But then that was when the weird rules started to come to me. They were really weird. Brunash, we would be in a beautiful restaurant, maybe in Paris, and I would pull out my iPhone and trying to take a selfie of myself or a selfie of us. He would grab my wrist hard and he would be like, no, we are not supposed to take any pictures. Since his dad was a politician in his country, he said that everything that we do, we were supposed to stay low key, and he never wanted me to tell anyone about this relationship. We would only meet on his terms because he was married. He told me that he had married this Zimbabwean woman that had no nyash, and she was highly intelligent but did not please him at all when she would be looking at her when she was married. Even though I felt so sorry for that woman that I did not know, to think that your husband tells the mistress that I got married to this woman not because I love her but because of her brain. She is super intelligent and I want her to bring that intelligence into the family. It was something that saddened me to think that the man told me that he does not even sleep with her because she does not have a beautiful body structure. He would rather sleep with his mistress. By then it was me. Before that, he had other mistresses that he had been dating. It was something that made me to feel sad. But when you are dating a man for money, even if you hear that this guy has been beating his wife, is abusive, you really do not care at all, because what matters to you is the money that he is giving to you, the money that he is providing to you. So that was the relationship that me and him had at all the times, never tagging my location. We could only meet on his terms. He would always call me at night and I would be picked up by some drivers that would come to the place where I was staying, and I would go to a hotel and find him in the hotel room. He would tell me that he is unable to sleep and he wants to sleep with me. Then I started to have nightmares. Usually these nightmares that I was having, I would see a tokoloshi in my room, and when I would wake up, that tokoloshi would have disappeared. Then it will be like just a normal dream. But I knew that deep down inside there was something that was wrong. Then it became a regular thing. Every single night I would be in a dark forest where I would be chased by a snake. This snake was always chasing after me, and it was so scary, and it was like a black python thicker than my own thighs. And then I would see my blesser. He would be pointing at me and he would be like speaking to the snake, and he would say, this is the one that I have been giving all of the money that you have been giving to me. So if you want blood, do not touch my wife, do not touch my children. You can go to her and you can do whatever that you want to do with her, because I have bought her soul. I started to see a tokoloshi that would enter into my bedroom. This tokoloshi would come and sit on top of me, on my stomach, on my chest. Then it will start to sleep with me. The periods that I'll be having on that month, when I would have had these terrible dreams of the tokoloshi raping me, it will be so painful, so much that there was a time when I even considered to go and have my womb removed so that I can just stop going on my periods. It was so painful. At the same time, my slay queen luck started running out. I got hacked. I used to have a social media following, which was around 500,000 people that were following me from Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I had 500,000 people. I started to see that my followers, they were dropping by the day. And when I would look at myself in the mirror, I could not even recognize myself anymore. That was when I went to this other prophetess. When I went to that prophetess, I told her that I did not understand what was going on with my life. Then that prophetess told me that if I wanted to restore the glow that I once had, because sleeping with a tokoloshi, it will bring in a lot of problems into your life. And that woman then said to me, if you want to restore yourself and we chase away this bad luck that you have, we need to go to this other river where I was going to be cleansed by the waterfall. I was taken to that river where there was a waterfall. That woman ended up cleansing me, and I saw something that came out of my womb. The moment that I returned back to Josim, this guy, he did not even want to speak with me, and I thought that maybe the luck that the prophetess had told me had been restored. This luck, it was bad luck, not good luck. And my blesser, he did not want to speak with me. He never wanted to be with me. And I then stopped communicating with him, and I said, I already have other rich South African men that want me. Why would I want to continue chasing after a Zimbabwean guy who is showing me that he does not want me anymore? So that was the end of our relationship, me and that Zimbabwean blesser. I then started to notice that when I would go to high-end lounges in Senton, as usual, I would be flirting, having a good time, laughing with a blesser. But now when men would be looking at me, they did not see a beautiful woman. They did not even look at me. I met this other guy. He was a big time developer. He used to chase after me, but he was stingy. That was why I did not want to date that guy for a very long time. So when I did not have any man that I was dating by then, because I did not even have money, I had gone there, ordered some drinks, and I saw that the money that I had in my account, it was not enough. He was with other girls. I approached him confidently and I asked him if I could speak with him. I told him that I had a problem. I had money in my account, but somehow my card was refusing to tap. Even if I would enter, it was just still declining. I had even tried to play around with my banking app to increase the limits that I could spend on a day, but it was still declining. So I really did not know what was going on, and I just wanted 2,000 rands so that I can pay for the bill, since I had already drank the alcohol. That guy, he did not even look at me. He just looked at his girls and he laughed and he said, if you want, we can join us. And I said, what about my bill? And he went and he sat down and he did not even look at me. This was a guy that used to chase after me. If it was on any other day, he could have asked me, begged me to open my legs for him, and he would have given me all of that money. I had to sleep with this other Nigerian guy who was using some pills, those sex pills. He used those sex pills on me. And by the time that he finished sleeping with me, after 2 days, it was hot down there. I could not even walk properly because he had been sleeping with me for 2 days, saying that because he gave me the 2,000 rands and bought me some food, I was supposed to stay with him at his house for 2 days. I stayed with that guy, and his manhood was thick as hell. It was so painful. From there on, I started to see that all the blessers that I used to date, they did not love me anymore. I told myself that maybe it was coincidence. It happened again and again. I have to sleep with a man for less money. Any guy that once chased after me does not want me. I have to literally beg a man to sleep with me. And the scary part about it, Brother Nashim, is that in my apartment, because I moved out of that penthouse, since the guy was no longer coming back to his house, and I was scared that he might send someone to come and shoot me. So I moved back to my apartment. I could not even afford to pay rentals like the way that I used to. I started struggling with my rentals, and then that was when I moved to a cheaper apartment. As I'm speaking with you, I am into prostitution, something that I never even thought I would do in my life, like your regular prostitution, going into the street, selling my body, even online on Facebook. There is this other Facebook page that I joined so that I can just market myself, so that I can be able to sell my body and to take care of myself. I always feel that in my house there is a tokoloshi in form of a snake that is always looking at me. And if I go to bed, there are nights when I see a short man that walks into the room. This man is so short, he can't even get onto the bed. I see him in my dreams dragging a couch. He gets on top of the couch after you would have dragged the couch close to the bed, and then that hideous creature will get on top of the bed, remove the clothes that I will be wearing and the blankets, and it will start to sleep with me. And when I wake up, I will see that there are semen all over on top of my private part, and this gives me painful periods. From someone that used to be so beautiful, who was being chased after by politician sons, men that had money. I wish that I had agreed when this other man, a politician, told me that he wanted me to become his second wife. I should have done that. Maybe by now I could be living a very comfortable life, staying there in KZN, because this politician, he was from KZN, but he was working here in Joburg. He was like, I will take you back to Durban. I'll give you a nice life. I'll speak with my wife, and she might even agree for you to stay with us at our house, because in their culture, polygamy is not like a bad thing. But as for me, I am petty. It is very difficult for me to accept to be staying under another woman's house. So I totally refused. And I said that I can't do that. Maybe you should look for a Zulu woman who can accept polygamy. I can't accept it. I'm too jealous for that. But as for now, I am filled with regret. I wish that I had gone to Durban when I had the chance. Now, what has brought me to your channel, brother, I just wish that there is a prophet that can help me to chase away this spirit, this tokology that comes to rape me at night, because as long as it does this, I am always going to be experiencing bad luck. To all the other women that are watching this, when you see a man who offers you a world without asking anything in return, there are times when you need to think about it. When you see a man bringing so much blessings into your life, and those blessings coming too fast, and then he starts to give you strange rules. There are not supposed to be any rules in a relationship. And if you do not run, by the time that you realize that you are in a ritual, it's already too late. You will end up being like me. This is my confession. When you post my story, please tell me. I'll be following through in the comment section. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. Let us try to speak with our dear sister in the comment section. Yo.